After 60 years, the baby that was mailed in the post mystery has come to light yet again, and DNA could finally help solve this case. If you haven't heard about this story, then don't you worry, because I am an Australian citizen. I've lived in Australia my whole life, and I've never heard this story before. So let's dive in, and I'm going to give you guys all the details. Now, before I get into too much detail, here's the basics of the story if you want to click out of the video as soon as you hear this without me going into too much detail. A newborn baby was found deceased in a parcel, with police on opposite sides of Australia absolutely clueless as to who could have sent it. The baby was wrapped in a brown paper bag and was only found as the bag started to smell. Darwin post office workers questioned what the smell was, and on May 11th, 1965, the discovery was made that a baby had been posted from Melbourne to Darwin and was deceased. Now, if that's all you wanted to hear, then definitely click off the video now. But if you want to keep listening, let's get into some details. So the baby's body was posted 3,540 kilometers from Melbourne to Darwin. And which makes this even worse was there was a stocking tied around the baby's mouth, which pointed to a strong possibility of murder. Investigators believe the baby may have lived for just minutes after being born, and there was fears raised for the well-being of the mother, who was unidentified, and nobody knew who that mother was. Attempts to figure out who sent the package, who it was sent to, and why it was sent quickly reached dead ends. The package was addressed to Darwin Post Office, intended for someone named J. Anderson, a name shared by several people in Darwin. All those people were contacted, but nobody knew why a baby was posted to them, and a dead baby at that. Now, people speculated that J. Anderson could have potentially been the baby's father, or the baby in the mail was a message for J. Anderson, but still to this day, 60 years later, nobody knows why. This case in particular was crazy, because after months or weeks, the case had just vanished out of public attention and scrutiny. The baby was buried and the newspapers just moved on. No news was shared about this story until now. Nearly 6 decades long, the case has returned to the front pages. This week, the Northern Territory Police exhumed the remains of the infant from a cemetery in Darwin's northern suburbs. Detectives are now armed with vastly improved DNA technology and are working to identify the child and its relatives, which hopefully could shed some light as to where this poor child came from, and potentially unveil who the mother was, and hopefully find out if this was linked to another murder case or just somebody that was very sick at the time. There are a lot of speculations that this baby has been linked to Jimmy Anderson, who is a famous AFL footballer, but I can't find any other speculation or any other news as of yet. This was posted on the 26th of November 2023, so I'm going to keep my eye out on any sort of information that I can find in the future. But this story is sickening, and hopefully we can have it resolved and people can find out what happened to this poor infant in the near future. Let me know down below what you think. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.